Good morning and Shabbat Shalom, day 659. 94 weeks since the horrific Shabbat of October 7th, where over 6,000 inhumane barbaric rapists, modern-day Nazis, monsters from Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Mujahideen brigades, infiltrated Israel and committed the worst massacre that Israel ever knew. The worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust, and the worst massacre in modern history. They brutally massacred soldiers, innocent people in the kibbutzim, and people who went to the Nova Music Festival. And they kidnapped over 250 people, and are still holding till this day 50 hostages in the dungeons of the hell called Gaza. For 659 days, unimaginable amount of time, and all of it been through since then. They are continuously killing Israelis, attacking Israelis. That just a few hours ago shot another rocket from southern Gaza towards Israel. They want to annihilate Israel. They want to annihilate the Jews. We are here every morning to demand from these inhumane, barbaric rapists, modern-day Nazis, monsters, to surrender and let all 50 hostages go immediately, at once, in one phase, one bus, all of them together. No one is left behind, and Israel should give up nothing. That's the only deal we accept. But as I reported yesterday, the negotiations fell apart because America's team, Steve Witkoff, finally realized that there's no one to negotiate with these monsters. You can't talk with them. You can't get to find a middle ground with them. They will continue manipulate, they continue to drag this situation because, to be honest, they don't give a fuck about the starvation and the situation in Gaza. They don't care how much civilians have been hurt through this war. They are intentionally putting the civilians to get hurt in this war, so the world would side with them and get their sympathy and pressure Israel, which is exactly what happened. The world is so blind to what is going on. They are manipulated by the footage coming out of Gaza, fake footage of starvation, where you have children that look like skeletons and their mothers look like, I don't know, an elephant. And you have all those footage that comes out and being exposed in channels. Go follow Gazawood too. I guess they had to create a second account showing how they're staging footage from Gaza. The footage, one footage shows a girl starving and showing that her pot is empty, and in another video of the same girl in her own social media account, she's showing how she's cooking different kind of meals. But there's no starvation in Gaza. What there is the manipulation, is a propaganda that is the whole purpose of it is for you to side with them and to pressure Israel to surrender to its death. Trump asked yesterday about the negotiations, and this is what he had to say.
It was too bad. Hamas didn't really want to make a deal. I think they want to die. And it's very, very bad. Are you telling me? And it got to be to a point where you're gonna have to finish the job. They really they asked the things. Don't forget, we got a lot of hostages out. So now we're down to the final hostages, and they know what happens after you get the final hostages. And basically, because of that, they really didn't want to make a deal. I saw that. So they pulled out, and they're gonna have to fight, and they're gonna have to clean it up. You're gonna have to get rid of it.
I guess they want to die. I don't know why it took him so long to get to this conclusion. I got to this conclusion on October 7th after they committed this worst massacre that we've seen. That was a death wish by Hamas. By committing these atrocities, they declared that they want to die. But now Trump is also acknowledging it, and Trump and Bibi and the Israeli team and the US team will find a way, another way, an alternative way to release our hostages, to bring them home, because we are not gonna leave them behind. All of those fucking ridiculous world leaders who pressuring Israel to stop the war, I don't understand what is your expectation. You want Israel to act as the adult in the room and just end the war so we can end the suffering of the Gazans. Israel will never do that. They will never lay down their arms and surrender to their death while Hamas is still in power and about to repeat October 7, and while they're still holding and refusing to let go of our 50 hostages. We will not sit down and give up. Never. We will never give up on them. We will continue with the war. We will continue with the pressure, and we will apply more pressure. And we will do whatever we need to bring back our people and to ensure that Israelis can live. And Israelis is Jews, Christians, and Muslims who are all living peacefully with equal rights and freedoms in Israel. We will ensure our future. We will continue to thrive for peace as we have done so since the beginning of time. But since the re-establishment of Israel, we have thrived for peace with our neighbors, and we have signed peace agreements, and we live in peace within Arabs within our country for the most part. I know there are many Arabs in Israel who are not taking Israel's side on this situation, who wish for the day that Israel will collapse, but it will never happen. And that delusional idea that Hamas or any other terrorist group or any other Islamic jihadist regime would be able to annihilate Israel, it's a delusional ideology. Same as Hitler. He thought that he would be able to annihilate the Jews, but he failed. And the Jews continue to thrive. And we even re-established our own state, our own sovereignty, where we came from, for Judea. And we will continue to live there proudly and thrive. And the Jewish nation will remain the immortal nation that it is. On this Shabbat, I want to wish everyone a peaceful Shabbat. For the IDF soldiers to be safe and complete your task and come back home safely. For the hostages to be rescued as soon as possible, so we can have closure. For those who are not alive to get finally the respectful burial they deserve. And for the Jewish nation to stay strong, proud, and resilient. And remember, we're never going anywhere. We will continue to live proudly between the Jordan River all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Am Israel will always be. Am Israel Chai forever. And Shabbat Shalom.